A story begins with a kid named Mark playing with his toys when suddenly he hears a roar in, inside of the next room. Here's a one inside the next room. He goes to check it out. He goes to see a werewolf eating his mother. The werewolf immediately spits his mother out. Then he goes to try to kill Marcus. Marcus begins to run away. He runs outside to where the cops were at. He hides behind them, and eventually the werewolf comes out, and the werewolf, seeing the cops, decides to leave. They try to shoot it, but it escapes. And eventually it escapes. As they try to shoot it, it was that one event that nothing but rage sparked in Marcus's fury. He wanted to destroy the werewolf at any means necessary. So at the age of 18, he became a cop, and he started to train for the preparation for when he finally avenged his mother. Eventually, he had a best friend named Lewis, and they would go together fighting crime until eventually their lieutenant Melissa reported on a werewolf sighting, so they told them to check it out. Hey, wasn't your mom murdered by a werewolf before? Yes. Well, who knows? This could be the same one. Indeed, let's check it out. So they begin to go inside of the palace. And eventually they go inside to see the werewolf on the ceiling. They immediately try to shoot it, but it does nothing. Oh yeah, I forgot. I need to pack my silver bullets. And so, he packs a silver bullet and he shoots the werewolf. He shoots the silver bullet, hitting the werewolf in the side. Forced to go, he leaves. But however, before that, he pins Mark down, biting him, and his claws penetrate deeply in his arm. He shoots the werewolf, and eventually the werewolf escapes. Meanwhile, back with Marcus, he's holding his hand, and his friend immediately goes to comfort him, but it passes out. A little while later, it turns out that the doctor is there with him. Is he gonna be okay? Yes, he's gonna be fine. It was nothing more than a flesh wound. Okay, good. I gotta call this into the commander. You be safe, Marcus. And that's when he tells Marcus, you know I lied, right? You are slowly transforming into a werewolf. You know the side effects. I know. Don't worry, I'll be able to handle it. I hope for your sake you can. And then Marcus immediately leaves. He goes back home. And he goes back home where he sees his dad. Hey, Dad. Hey. You see, years ago, it turned out his dad actually was not there. I see he was at work by the time his mother was murdered. Are you doing okay, Dad? Of course, son. But then of course, son. I hope you're doing good on your job. I'm not doing so good. I got bit by a werewolf. I'm sure you'll be fine. Akame says that is his dad's name. He then leaves. Not before Mark notices a bullet wound inside of his father's stomach. That's odd, Mark thinks to himself. So Mark goes to bed, and eventually it becomes daytime. So he gets dressed, takes a shower, and gets ready for the day. After going into his car, he immediately goes to see his commander. And she tells him that they got a drug they caught some drug dealers and he has to go deal with them. So him and Lewis immediately go to where the drug dealers are at. They go inside of their car where they kick down the door and they begin to pretty much slaughter all the drug dealers by shooting them everywhere. However, Mark throws up and he falls over. Lewis immediately goes to check on him. He takes him to the hospital. And eventually, they see the doctor. He immediately puts him down on the table. What's going on with him? I don't know, the doctor says. However, suddenly they hear gunshots. It turns out the gangsters actually followed them, and they want revenge, so they start shooting up the hospital. So Lewis decides that he'll hold them off, while the doctor tries to save Marcus. And just like that, he leaves. But before he can even fire a shot off, they dodge the shots and shoot him in the head, killing him. After killing Marcus' friend, they toss him aside and they immediately leave. to go finish off Marcus. They kick down the door and shoot Marcus in the stomach. However, it's nighttime. Marcus's eyes turn red, and he fur covers his entire body, and he grows in size. He transforms into a werewolf. They try to shoot him, but only silver bullets can hurt a werewolf. So the bullets do pretty much nothing as he begins to slaughter and eat them. Eventually, he throws them out of the window and he immediately jumps out. They try to shoot him, but however, the bullets do nothing, and he begins to bite their heads off and eat and tear limbs in half. Eventually, the cops arrive and they try to shoot him, but being as he has the agility of a werewolf, and he begins to escape. And eventually, he leaves. He then tears off his clothing, leaving nothing more than his pants, and he roars at the night sky. The next day, Marcus is in a building. He already connects the dots about what happened. He realizes what he has become. Marcus immediately jumps down, only to see his father, and he puts it all together. He grabs his father by the throat and chokes him. I just knew it was you. And so his father, they don't call you detective for nothing, son. So his father explains that a long time ago, he is, in fact, the one that killed his mother. He tried to get her to convince her that being a werewolf was good, but she didn't believe him, so she called the cops. However, he couldn't let her do that, so he transformed into a werewolf. He did not intend to kill her, he just wanted her to transform. However, he kind of missed his bite mark and ended up biting her in the lethal area, killing her on accident. And so, he escaped that day, and he decided he was originally going to turn Marcus into a werewolf, but Marcus escaped. I guess you got your wish, you bastard. I should kill you for what you did. Mark says, don't worry, meet me in the forest. I will explain the whole thing to you. He transforms into a werewolf. And just like that, he leaves. So Marcus knows what he has to do. So Marcus waits at 10 o'clock precisely, then he goes deep into the forest. As he's running, he holds back his transformation, realizes that he's running out of time. So he goes to his father, and his father explains the whole thing. He explains that he became a werewolf a long time ago, and it turns out that there is a god, a giant werewolf that is king of all of the werewolves, and he's working with them. Their plan is to turn everybody on Earth into a werewolf. Humans are nothing. We don't know why you don't know why conflicts still exist in the world. It's because everybody's not the same. And if everybody shared the same viewpoint, then I guarantee we would have world peace. So the only way to get to world peace is to turn everybody into a werewolf. I'm not gonna let you do that, and I will get revenge for my mother. And so they both transform into their werewolf counterparts, and they begin to battle. Eventually, he throws Marcus across the trees, and then he stomps on his stomach and begins to punch him repeatedly. Eventually, Marcus, grabs him and he kicks him away. And they continue to fight. Eventually, he kicks him across the trees yet again, and they continue their epic battle. Eventually, he throws him to some trees, and then he begins to take wood from the trees, splinters basically, and begins to give his father splinters by throwing wood at his stomach. Eventually, he kicks his father away, and eventually he begins to throw more spikes, and then he throws a giant wooden spike inside of his father's stomach, and then he throws him to the tree, killing him. We will take over this world. You may have defeated me, but there's a whole slew of werewolves you'll have to worry about. He then dies. And so Marcus walks away. He knows that his entire life is over. However, he does realize what he has to do. If he wants to become normal again, he has to find the werewolf god and get him to reverse this curse. He then unwillingly transforms into a werewolf and then goes to hide at the night sky roar. The end.